Anyway, you see that Trinidad-Mayorga fight? I thought Mayorga would have done better, but he got destroyed. It reminded me of the debate Thursday night. Come on, George. The only thing missing was Donald Trump coming out and going, George, this was your chance to show you could lead the team. You didn't do it. Don't say it, Mr. Trump. Don't say it, Mr. Trump. George Bush, you're fired. Billy Joel got married. A happy couple said goodbye to their guests, then they drove into a tree. Come on, that crazy bastard is always doing benefits for the environment. Meanwhile, he's killed more trees, you know? Thank God he doesn't live in Brazil. There'd be no rainforest. He's a one-man deforestation company. He shouldn't be allowed out of the house on Arbor Day. I'm serious. All right, in court documents just released, Kobe Bryant said he knew the girl wanted to have sex with him because she gave him those eyes, even though she never gave him, quote, oral consent. Correct me if I'm wrong. It wasn't oral consent that was the problem. From what I understand, it was the anal consent. Was that the... A U.S. district judge called unconstitutional the portion of the Patriot Act that allowed the government to conduct secret searches of people's internet activity and telephone records. Now, I don't know how the rest of you feel about this, but it's disgusting. That's like they can't wiretap only because people... What?
I was gonna... I didn't want to interrupt your thoughts, so I put my finger up to let you know I had a thought coming, but I wanted... But I like the fact that I do this and he shuts his stupid face.
What were we going to say, dummy?
Just that I kind of agree with the judge because I don't want to see the government...
I just wanted to see if it worked for black people, that's all.
I was afraid it was a gun. No, I don't want to see the government have sweeping power just to not have to justify why they're making certain searches. Unless you do something suspicious.
But they already do that, only they were just updating it so it was computer.
I'm only saying that as long as they have to...
If you say sweeping power again, I'll punch you right in the face.
Well, I was going to say you can't make... If the person does something suspicious, like they're an Arab, okay, that's acceptable.
Right.
Well, but you're always defending the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
But it's like, have you read? I mean, there's stuff in there.
Read it.
There's stuff in there that's like, you know, it's now legal for the FBI to shoot Arabs. Did you know that? It's in there. It's true.
Once he said Arab, you shouldn't have said the punchline.
I know, but that's all I have.
It's also in the Bible.
You should have said Muslims.
I should have said Muslims.
Now that's a little too real. You know, that's
Let's not critique Greg's joke anymore.
I wasn't. I was critiquing your critique of Greg's joke. I liked his joke. I didn't like your critique of it.
Hi, Lynn. How you doing?
Sorry.
Hi, Colin. Good to be here.
What do you think?
I think that if it looks like there's a reason to search, they should, like if it says, like Jim said, if it says Osama, what's up, or something, they should be able to look at the...
Well, they're not. I mean, the reason, one of the things about 9/11 was that 20th hijack or whatever, Zacarias Moussaoui, they couldn't go on into his website or whatever it was because of exactly this. That's why the Patriot Act changed it. But
if you are a terrorist, if you Arab, we should be able to go on your stuff. When the Black Panther Party was out, they went in all their stuff. We should be able to go on there.
Yo, they did why they had to do Fred Hampton like that? Yo, why they do Fred Hampton?
But they went into their phone records
they assassinated
and went into their files and walked in and just abused
Exactly. The problem is you're giving the FBI exclusive authority. You know, there's no judicial oversight. There's no chance. There
is judicial oversight.
Not with this new provision.
No.
No, the FBI is authorized just with a letter, by sending one of these letters, they could require anyone to give all their records over, and there's no judicial oversight at all.
No.
And the people who are being asked to give the records aren't even allowed to say that they've had to give the records over.
But they still have to get a judge. It's still a warrant situation. They still have to get a warrant.
You don't need any kind of judge. That's what changed. That's what's extreme about it. You don't need a warrant. You just I forget what it's called, a letter of something or other.
Of record request.
Who's the letter from?
From the FBI. The FBI. Now look, all I'm saying is they're using it very sweepingly. So that it's like, look, if you find a guy who's about to blow up the world with a nuclear bomb, fine. But they're doing like they use it to like shut down strip clubs in Vegas and stuff like that. I mean, you know, I can't imagine Osama's hanging out at the Boom Boom Room. You know.
The night before they did 9/11, they were at a titty ball.
They actually
the problem I have with like Ashcroft and doing this kind of stuff is that he's not, to me, he's also involved in going after porn. It's like...
You mean what he just said? Interesting.
Did he say porn?
He said strip clubs, stupid.
Well, that's not porn, old man.
A Apprentice contestant Jennifer Crisafulli was fired twice last week, once by Trump and then from a real estate. Her real job is a real estate agent for making anti-Semitic, let me say, quote, anti-Semitic remarks. I want to hear the anti-Semitism in this remark because I don't see it. Here's the clip.
What do you think of the decor?
It's a little too stark. I'm surprised there's bread in an Asian kind of restaurant.
It was those two old Jewish fat ladies. It's really, they were like the pinnacle of the New York, jaded, old. They were what they were.
Jennifer, this is really easy. You're fired.
Now, excuse me, he said
They
those
weren't
two
fat,
old
though.
Jewish fat ladies. I know, they weren't fat. But the point is, you can't describe somebody's religion. You can't say they were Jewish. That's offensive. She got fired from a regular job for that.
But it's all the stuff
That's
they
not-
cut out. It's all the stuff they cut out, where she's like that big beaked dreidel spinning cheap bitch.
You know what, though? It was stupid. She should have gotten fired for being dumb. She shouldn't have said that on camera.
She doesn't seem like somebody you'd want to defend, but let's be
If you're going to
honest.
say something
You can't say
anti-Semitic,
Jewish.
This is the
don't say it on
one
camera.
point where you and I agree. I don't think that saying Jewish is a reason to be upset.
But what if she said
ridiculous.
black?
Then you're supposed to
Those old
fire
fat black
her
ladies.
ass,
Black eater.
burn her at the stake, stomp
No, you
on
know,
her.
right, this country's
Who
ludicrous.
cares if she's anti-Semitic anyway? I mean, she's working in real estate in New York City. It's not like she's ever going to come into contact with anybody Jewish.
But don't you think it really is the beginning of the end? It's like last week we were talking about somebody's politicians described somebody as a nice lady, and they said, well, it's the way it was said was condescending. He shouldn't be saying that.
No, I said I think you can. I just think that it was probably like fat old Jewish ladies that worked with her that got mad about it. That even said something.
But I'm saying everybody was outraged. The papers were like, she's racist. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe she said somebody's religion.
They are really taking the fun out of the world, because I want to point out
That's
stuff
right.
like, you know, Norton's liver spots on his head, Giraldo's Buster Poindexter hairdo. I want to point these things out without having to have a
We
problem
point out
about
the
it.
fact that you're a black guy dressed like a Beverly Hills rich kid.
We'll be right back after this. There's a report in a London newspaper that another Paris Hilton sex tape is about to surface. This one features Paris having sex with two boyfriends separately, one of which is Nick Carter. First of all, I love the beginning of the story. In a London newspaper, a Paris Hilton, Amsterdam, billiards. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was trying to be clever. What do you think about the Paris Hilton thing, the new tape?
I think the first tape is an accident. The second one's like an audition tape. Like now it's like a plea to the porn industry that she wants. Like how does that accidentally happen twice?
I'll tell you what it is. It's her doing exactly what she should be doing in show business.
Second.
That's the contribution she should make.
Didn't they steal it from her though? Didn't they steal it out of her house or something? Like, doesn't she have security?
I'm curious, why are we so fascinated by rich white whores? What is that all about?
These tapes are always stolen out of people. When's the last time someone stole a tape from your house? People break in stealing tapes.
How would
Did you hide your sex tape?
Well, you know what? I hide them, but you notice every time there's one of these sex tapes surfaces, it was always like Rob Lowe and Tommy Lee, R. Kelly, and everyone said that those guys had huge penises, right? It's always the guys with like the huge penises or the hot chicks that seem to be not so careful with their porno collection.
Right?
It's never some little guy crying.
Yeah, if you have an average-sized penis, let's say, theoretically, you keep your pretty well hidden.
Plus, don't you think that after the first one came out, if she was that traumatized, she would have burned the second one? She wouldn't be having it in her house.
I also think that the
Yes,
company,
I
the
know.
family should use this for advertising. How perfect would that be? Hilton Hotels, we have
Because halfway through, he got so self-conscious that he was doing an actual, like, bit. And he knew we were all looking at him with hate, as all comedians look at another comedian when they try. So that's why he stumbled. But go ahead. I want to hear about the slogan.
I'll tell you what I was
What
gonna
happened to the segment where you replaced the up? What happened to that?
Wait,
We're going to get to that.
I had a slogan I was going to say that.
What was the slogan for the Hilton Hotels that she changed?
Yes,
Try not
Liberhead.
to spill your tea.
Hilton Hotels. We have luxurious rooms, and our daughter has sucked a in every one of them. You were really hoping that would bomb, weren't you?
It did bomb in my eyes.
And can you
Because
say?
you said the C word, exactly.
Can you say
They
Hilton
can always
Hotels?
beep, but it will sound edgy.
The article in Details magazine focuses on the new trend of straight guys masturbating in public places.
Oh, my goodness.
The guys who answered the survey admit to rubbing one out in saunas, in the gym, in cars, even walking down the street.
You notice those are white legs, right? You know, those are white legs.
It's true. One thing about black guys, you never see them touch their private parts in public.
Wait a second.
Yo, sweetheart, what's up, Goldilocks? Yo, how you doing? That's
Can
what I
you
told the black
masturbate
girls.
while walking
Yo,
down the
Goldilocks.
street?
What's that?
Can you masturbate while walking down
Let's
the street?
ask the expert, Jimmy.
First of all,
Masturbator?
I like the fact that we live in a country where like half the people are worried about the government looking at our computers and the other half want to jerk off on the city hips.
What's wrong with you?
What would their slogan be if the city...
You know, they're saying it's a trend that more and more people are masturbating publicly. And there is, I guess there's two components to it. There are some people that masturbate in the open because they get a rush, the thrill that they might get caught. And then there's just like the average person who maybe like you're at the zoo and you see the monkeys going at it. It puts the thought in your head, you know.
Yeah. Have you whacked off in public, you guys?
Once. Oh, yeah.
Once! How about you, Todd?
Hell no, I walk out in public and people think it's an eclipse.
Why didn't you ask me?
What's that? I'm saving the best for last.
You're the
You don't think I'm asking you? You're crazy. Lynn, have you done that? Like in a...
No, like in a public bathroom, like in a stall? No.
Yeah.
You already have to, as a girl, you have to crouch over the toilet anyway, so that if you masturbated, you'd fall in.
How about on those little like quarter horsey things at the supermarket?
Yeah, that. Of course.
Very chilling.
Sometimes I'm
The imagery is very chilling. That combination of little kids at Walmart and this basket with a Sam's Club card and our man.
pumping quarters.
Roll of quarters and a good-natured smile. Come on, it's not a sin.
Well, I think it's an outrage, but I've whacked one, you know.
In public places?
Well, semi-public, yeah.
Those actually
Where?
look like your legs right there, Colin.
I wish my legs were... Those are nice legs compared to my awful
Yeah, but
skinny
I
legs.
read that article that said that guys are whacking off now in saunas. Like
Yeah,
if you went into the sauna
No.
and there was a guy in there, like all these guys were sitting there
Of
looking at you.
course you wouldn't unless you're looking for... Yeah. That guy in the article goes, it's not a gay thing. Really?
First of all,
whacking off
First of
in
all,
the sauna.
pretty much straight guys have abandoned the sauna world years ago.
That's right.
You don't
That's true.
step foot in a sauna. If you
Yeah.
step foot in a sauna, you deserve to
Well,
see
you
whatever
step
the
in
hell's
and you just
going
kind of stand. If you sit, you don't sit down. You're just like, yeah, all right, and then you get out.
You
No, I
couldn't
can't.
have a bunch of black guys, you know, whacking off in the sauna. There wouldn't be more than enough room, but maybe two.
It's funny, but you already did that one.
Wait, it'd be
But
like,
you
I like
don't
the way
have to
Boom
be in
went back
front
and
of each
got
other.
Jim.
Do you
it'd be
even
like
do
an
that?
eclipse from the sauna. One time I was, this is true, I did a gig with Florentine and Bob Levy in Connecticut. It was one of my first gigs in comedy. And a girl rubbed my leg under the table, and I'd never gotten any comedy sex. And, I'll eat it. And I was so horny. On the way back, I started whacking my bag in the back seat of Jim's car while he's driving. It wasn't a gay thing at all, though. And he screamed at me. He's like, "Stop doing that!" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I just got carried away."
In his car, you were doing
We'll be
it?
right back. Size Me Up is where we bring out two of our audience members, and our comics are going to have to guess where they're from, what they do, and then give an interesting fact about them. Let's bring our first person out. Okay, this is Tracy. Panel, you have 20 seconds to size her up. Trace, over here. Jim just let one fly. You hear that?
Oh, I missed it.
Thank God, the worst of it's gone. It's like Hurricane Gene. The worst of it didn't hit the way we thought it was. Okay, let's see what you got. Jim.
I say she's from Seattle. Her job is she's a groupie for Everclear. And an interesting fact is she stole Annette Funicello's wig.
All right. Lynn.
Okay.
Quit stalling.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I say hometown is somewhere in Seattle. Did you say that too?
You bet I did.
I wasn't even listening. Okay, job, a Starbucks barista. Interesting fact, plays drums in a girl band and pees in the cappuccino.
All right. Todd.
Okay, I think she's from Hoduck, Maine. She's a 24-hour laundromat attendant. And interesting fact, she only dates guys with tooth decay.
Greg.
Your job, you go to beauty school, and an interesting fact is you have tiny antlers on your vagina.
Oh, Tracy. Tracy, what's the real answer?
Okay, I'm Tracy Morford from Syracuse. I'm a student, and I'm a photographer.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, babe. Okay. Next, we have Peter and Anthony. Boys, let's try this again. Let's put 20 seconds on the clock for Peter and Anthony. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
How you doing? Oh, we want you to move in a little closer. I guess this way. This way back? Here.
I'm special.
I know, don't touch it. You're right. All right. Let's see what you got. This time we're starting with Greg.
One of you is from Nevada and the other one is from California. Your job is that you work in that niche industry, which is a giant twin gay porn. And interesting fact is you actually share a penis.
Todd.
I think they're from Topeka, Kansas. They're professional lumberjacks, and actually they moonlight as stuntmen in gay pornos.
Lynn.
Okay, a hometown somewhere dark and wet. Job, they work at a quick oil lube center. And interesting fact, their mother says they both are good kissers.
Jim Norton.
They are originally from a giraffe's balls. Their job is they go to high schools and reenact prison rapes. And an interesting fact is that each one of them has a 3-inch penis.
All right. Guys, what's the truth?
We're from New Brunswick, New Jersey, and we both work in IT. My interesting fact is I took 3rd place in a Hogu full contact Taekwondo tournament.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
interesting fact. This is for the ladies. I wear a size 16 shoe.
All
And yes,
right,
it is true
there
what
you
they
go.
say.
Thanks for your volunteers. We'll be right back. Thanks, folks. Hollywood Madam Heidi Fleiss is opening a new brothel. That's a whorehouse because she claims it's her only area of expertise. If you were to start a business based on your own expertise, tell us the name of the company and what you would do, and I wish you all the best of luck. Lynn.
My company would be called Shell of a Man. It would offer a unique dating service for women who are interested in finding men who have been beat down by former girlfriends or ex-wives. Shell of a Man would help you find someone with no expectations and no dreams of good sex or promising romance. Because that's all died with his last relationship. We're going to bring you a man with no self-esteem and no self-confidence. They've all been sucked out by the woman before you, leaving you with a mere male body. After all, that's all we really need, isn't it, girls?
All right. Shell of a Man, Jim Norton.
I'd call my company How to Have a Successful Comedy Show on TV in this day and age. The first rule is to be completely predictable in your political opinions. Bush is dumb, France and Germany are fine countries, and any war fought east of Poughkeepsie just has to be about oil. And don't forget rule number 2. Never talk about race unless you're either a black and proud or white and guilt-ridden. And most important, rule number 3, which states that if you ignore rules 1 and 2, no matter how funny you are, don't expect people in show business to support you, especially since most of them embody the revolting, politically correct ideology you've been attacking all along. Remember, folks, it's only censorship if it's being done by a Republican.
Whoa! All right. Todd Lynn.
Okay, let's see. I'm a very mean-looking black man who can curse extremely well. So I'd probably try and capitalize on this by running a full-service cuss-out company because I'm real good at cursing people out. I mean, real good. I mean, my service would be called Kiss My Big Black Ass, okay? This would be for people either too afraid to do it or too afraid of the ramifications. With my service, you would get the intimidation and a verbal lashing without being directly involved.
All right. Greg Giraldo.
My area of greatest expertise is impregnating my wife when we don't have the money or the space for another kid. So my company would be called Oops. And it would be sort of a scared straight program to prevent teenage pregnancies. We just invite teenagers to spend some time in my house, and after a couple days of sleep deprivation, crying fits, and diaper changes, they'll never have sex again.
All right, that's the show. Good night.
Couple quick questions for you. At one point in the show, Jim Norton messed up one of his jokes, and you seem to really take great delight in it.
No.
Why do you take such delight in the failure of others?
Because that's just how I always have been. You know? It's not genuinely considered to be a positive quality, but I feel good. Because it builds me up a little to see others fail, you know?
You have a good answer for it.
Well,
you talked about Paris Hilton tonight. Have you yourself ever